Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to day 3 of New Zealand taking on South Africa here in the TTC. What a matchup this has proven to be, at least from the very beginning here. What a start by, I guess, kind of both these sides. It's a pretty even matchup here. New Zealand, obviously, what are we looking at here? They've taken the 9 wickets on the first day. South Africa, 226 on the board. How much can this final partnership withstand, I guess, from a New Zealand point of view? Are they going to be able to survive for a long period of time? Or I guess from a South African point of view, are they going to survive for a long period of time? Or will they just sort of trickle over here? If they find a way to just trickle over maybe the 250-odd mark, that's maybe could put South Africa in a good position. We've seen how difficult it can be to actually score throughout these games that have been located in New Zealand. Is a difficult scoring venue for a lot of the time, but the Kiwis haven't really been able to capitalise on that. They've been really capitalising on their bowling, so if there is a side that can challenge them with the bat, maybe it will make it a little bit more difficult for them. Anyway, Rabada and Patterson started well here. What do we got? Patterson on 33, Rabada on 23, and they will tick over that 250 mark just 8 overs into the day's play. So starting to make a little bit of progress on this score here, and maybe this partnership could be a little bit of a nuisance on the New Zealand side of things. Rabada up to 30, Patterson likewise, and there's another good shot for another boundary. Oh, and again, Rabada over the top this time. So both guys really just playing their shots at the moment, and this becoming a very important last wicket stand for the impacts of this game. There's a shout, it was swinging in. Did it hit him in line? No, umpire says not out. And Kane Williamson's going to send this one upstairs here. I mean, it's the final wicket. You've still got 2 reviews. Good choice to probably do that on a shout that's reasonably close. Pitching outside off. Impact outside off. Wickets were hitting. So it will remain not out because that impact was outside the off stump. Oh, and there's another one that's just shy of the fielder. So New Zealand, they're just clawing their way towards this final wicket. Was there any bat involved there? I thought I heard something. Gee, they've just decided against it. Not even thinking about the review. Goodness me. I swear I heard some bat. Anyway, the next delivery, clearly out. I think the last one, it was supposed to give it out, but the game just forgot to. Anyway, it's crashed into leg stump the very next delivery, so no real harm done there from a New Zealand point of view. But that 63-run stand for the last wicket, very impressive from a South African point of view. Santner took 4 wickets to Gronholm and Wagner to a piece. Bolt got 1, and I think Southee got another one. Or maybe there was a run out, I'm not too sure. But there was 1 wicket there that was unaccounted for. Anyway, it's Rabada with the new ball to Jeet Raval, back in the team this week, in favour of Tommy Blundell. They've been mixing and matching this side, New Zealand, whether or not they're going to go with Raval or with Blundell for the finals is yet to be determined. Should they, of course, get to the finals, they look like the team most likely to get there. They've still got to play, obviously, this game against South Africa, and then they play the West Indies in what could also be, you know, somewhat of an elimination final clash, depending on how this test plays out for them. That's into the gap. That'll be runs. That'll be all the way to the boundary for 4. And it's been a good opening stand here. Tom Latham, probably with his best knock of the series so far, of the championship. Hasn't started all that impressively, but here, 26 from 36. That's not bad, is it? And 37 without loss after 10 overs. And Latham goes all the way over the top to the boundary for 4. That is huge. Absolutely huge kind of a shot. Oh, now whipped away. So that's big. And another boundary. So what's this opening stand been worth? 45. Oh, gone. Completely misjudged the length of the delivery. Thought it would bounce more, Latham, and it's absolutely cannoned into middle stump. That is the type of shot that I would play in this game, and I'm pretty sure Warner got out very similarly last time with the same sort of shot in the last game I played. There's an edge. Oh, does it carry? Apparently not. He must have been close, though. Anyway, the South Africans get the first wicket. I think it was worth 45 runs, that opening stand between Raval and Latham, who was doing the bulk of the scoring. And that's kind of what we've seen is a lot of these sides, they've worked well in partnerships as Williamson edges and he's dropped. Gee, unlucky there. Not what you want to see. How about this from Rabada? What's he got? Oh, he's got him! It's hit the elbow onto the stumps. A dismissal we haven't seen for a number of games. But it was prevalent early in the tournament, and now another one. Off the elbow, into middle stump. It's out of the deck. Williamson out for 4. Rabada strikes 62 for 2. New Zealand. Now Ross Taylor, who I think is the leading run scorer for New Zealand throughout this tournament. Let me just have a look here. Do I have any stats that I can bring up to make me sound like I am more important? Ross Taylor, well look, he's not currently on the leading run scorers table, so he scored less than 200, and as I said, it does mean New Zealand haven't quite been as dominant with the bat in hand. It's been a struggle for them for most games to actually see big scores on the board. I think sort of 250 to 300 realm has been what has been, you know, a significant score in a lot of their matchups. As Ross Taylor finds the boundary again. But again, they've only played the 2 test matches. A lot of the other sides have already played 3. So having that bye early on, maybe, you know, skews those stats a little bit as we head into this final round. Is this the final round? No, it's not. This is not the final round. Or is this the final round? I don't even know at this point. I think this is round 4 still. Bloody hell, I'm so confused. I've recorded so many of these videos in advance that I don't know where we are actually up to at this point. This is the final game of round 4, though. I do think that is correct when I say that. So we see this partnership really just continuing to blossom here. Ross Taylor finding the boundary a couple of times in recent deliveries. Jeet Raval there on 49. As we see Ross Taylor take on the spinner all the way down the ground. One bounce into the sight screen for 4. And again, the Kiwis continue to impress with the bat as we head closer and closer to this final session of play. We are not too far off with the lights turning on now, as we are in this day-night test match, of course. And really for the Kiwis, Williamson's the only one to miss out so far. Latham 34 had a start. Raval on 53 not out, still going. And Ross Taylor 32 not out. Williamson will be disappointed. And it's Rabada and Nortke with the wickets there. And there's another one almost instantly into the next session. It's Jeet Raval. He brought up his 50 and then Rabada got rid of him shortly after that. Just a thick edge. Duplessis was chilling in about 3rd slip, maybe 4th slip. It was quite wide, but the edge was thick enough, and it meant the end of Jeet Raval's innings. 135, sorry, for 3. And now Henry Nicholls joins Ross Taylor at the crease, who seems to have no problem hitting mid-on boundaries. Ross Taylor again, one bounce over the fence. Oh, again, through mid-wicket. That will be 50 for Ross Taylor too. Smashed that ball hard. 7 fours in his 53. It's been a pretty entertaining knock, striking at 67.1. So he's actually been, you know, pretty aggressive with how he's gone about things compared to what we've seen from some other batsmen in this tournament that have batted quite slowly. Ross is really just trying to continually tick over the scoreboard for New Zealand, and their run rate is above 3, which, as we said, hasn't been seen too often where the run rate's been above 3 for a lot of these sides. There's an outside edge, and that will be the end of Ross Taylor. Nokia strikes again. And South Africa have their 4th wicket this time. And again, getting rid of the set batsmen. So both the guys that were set prior to the dinner break are now dismissed. That was, of course, Taylor and Raval. They're both gone after their half centuries. 167 for 4, the Kiwis. Now with BJ Watling and Henry Nicholls out in the middle. Still plenty of work to do for New Zealand. 109 runs still behind. We want these two to really accelerate that scoreboard if possible. There's a quick single A ball that was cut away and fielded quite well. And now driven down the ground nicely from BJ Watling. This will be 2 or 3. Maybe a third run there. Do you think they could pick up 4 due to the little tap back? No, they'll settle for 3 up to 190. Lead of South Africa up to 93 now. See Watling 20 from 36. Nice start from him. Oh, and an edge that, geez, de Kock just missed it completely. 200 up for New Zealand, but gee, maybe a missed opportunity. Let's have a look at this. A very fine edge, and maybe de Kock just a little bit too far forward there. Ball not really carrying through to him as he might have expected. In the end, it went all the way to the boundary off that inside edge. So these guys settle for 2 here, up to 216. Oh, chopped it on. Henry Nichols. So Imran Tahir finally... Oh, no, it's not Tahir, is it? I'm going bonkers. It's Maharaj who's in here, and he's chopped it on. Henry Nichols, the left armer, just getting enough spin to grab the inside edge. Nichols out for 12, 216 for 5, and maybe a little opportunity late in the day here for South Africa to put the New Zealand tail under the pump. You know, Colin de Grandhomme is an all-rounder. Is he more of a, I think he's more of a bowling all-rounder than he is a batsman, but he can be very efficient with the bat. So we see Patterson steaming in here to Watling, who just gets it away, but for no runs there. 69 overs gone. And is that it? That's the end of the day's play. There you go. Final ball of the day. It's de Grandhomme and Watling, the 2 men in there, 40 and 3 not out, respectively. 220 for 5 New Zealand. At the moment, they are trailing by about 70-odd runs, I think, is what the South Africans got ahead in that first innings. What are we looking at here, scoreboard-wise? 63 runs, South Africa are in front by. Rabada has a couple of wickets. Maharaj, Nokia, and Patterson with 1 apiece. See you guys on day 3 as we continue what is a thrilling test match in Group B.